guys, talk about volatility. It's about 1:40 p.m. right now on the East Coast, and we have the NASDAQ and the S&P down about 0.2, 0.3% each, as the Dow's down 0.8% and the Russell's up 0.2%. We have the VIX up 3%, so it's not that crazy when you look at that, but when you look at the intraday chart, oh boy, you're going to see some volatility. SPY opened up the day. Look at this. Let me pull up SPY, then we'll take a look at Triple Q. SPY was at 409 to start the day off, dropped to about 406, ran to about 413 in the span of about 2.5 hours, and then just 20-30 minutes ago, this thing started falling off a cliff. Look at this. SPY was at 413, like I said. Now it's at 409. It's pulled back about 0.9% in just the past 20-30 minutes, and Triple Q in that same time period, it has come down from about 318.19 to now where it is. Where is it? $314 a share. It is down 1.4% in the past 30-ish minutes, give or take a little bit. This is a volatile market. Volatile market at its finest, guys. You know, the VIX is creeping up now back to the mid-20s. You guys can see here on the intraday chart, VIX was at 25 earlier today, dropped to about 22.70. Now it's pushing back towards 24. And overall, if you're looking at this 4-hour chart, I've said this time and time again, the VIX is at a point where it's getting to the lower end of the range. Let's put it that way. You guys can see the upper end of the range here in the past couple of months. The VIX has been at 35, 7, 38, roughly mid-high 30s, right? Lower end of the range, the very low end of the range is 16. That was hit back in the middle of November. But to be honest, I'd consider the lower end of the range being 18, 19, 20. And clearly we're more towards 20 right now than we are 35 to 40 on the VIX. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as we're moving forward here. But overall, markets, they're down, but a lot of individual stocks, funny enough, they're moving up. So before we talk about those individual stocks, let's talk about SPY, Triple Q, what I'm seeing here on the charts very quickly in under a minute, and then we'll talk about maybe a little bit of crypto and these stocks. So what we're seeing here is, again, SPY had that sharp run-up in the middle of the day, and mind you, there's a lot going on right now with Nancy Pelosi, China, Taiwan, which we're not going to get into in this video. Maybe I'll make a video on that, even though that's not the stuff that we're going to talk about, or I like talking about here on the channel. But if it affects the markets, which it's causing volatility, I guess I do have to cover it, right? So, and let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about that? So we ended up getting some volatility. We ran up, and notice how as we hit 413 this morning on SPY, it failed at 413, which we hit yesterday, and the day before that, mind you, meaning 413 is a big resistance right now. And if we clear this drawing set and just draw a simple triangle here, well, we notice it's a triangle, right, guys? Look at that. It is a triangle. We're in an ascending triangle right now. So what I'm going to be watching for in the very short term is what's going to happen between 407 and 413 on SPY. Do we take out 413 on the upside? Ascending triangle plays out, which would be great for the bulls. Or do we take the lows out from the pre-market today being about 407, which if we do that, that'd be good for the bears. They might take this down to 400, 402. So keep your eyes out on those levels for SPY. And Triple Q here, same thing, right? Look at this. Let me clear the drawing set. We have higher lows being made very clearly the past couple of days, past couple of weeks, honestly. But we also have now in the past 2 days clear resistance at 318. We hit 318.80 yesterday, hit 318 today. Boom. That's where we got rejected. That's a double top as well, I guess you can say, at about 318. Double top. You guys see that? So if we get buying pressure above, I'd say 318. And honestly, I want to see it above 320. So I'm going to set my alert markers that we're above 320 here on Triple Q. If that breaks, there would be that would be where the triangle plays out. We break out. We might be going to 330. That's another target I have on the upside. But if we do break under, let's say, the lows from earlier today, pre-market, 311, 310, we might be going to 305 like that, 50 SMA, or actually the 180 SMA here on the 1-hour chart. So keep your eyes on those points for Triple Q and SPY, and let me know your thoughts, as always, guys, in the comments down below. And with that being said, let's dive over here to Webull, which, by the way, again, you guys can get 12 stocks from Webull up to, I think, a ridiculous amount, $30,000. All the details are linked down below. So look at this. what we see right here is Bitcoin. It is at $23,200 right now, which means, in other words, it is unchanged from where we recently talked about it. But what I'm noticing here is if I just pull this up, look at that. We're starting to get some buying pressure in just the past couple of hours. You can see that throughout the course of today. Bitcoin was at 22,700, it looks like, here overnight heading into this morning, and now it's running back over 23. And mind you, we're still in a downwards channel, like you guys can see here on the 10-minute chart, which I'd like to see it break out of the mid-23s and honestly 24,000, which if it does do that, 23.5, 24,000 breaks on the upside, that is where, going back to that 2-hour chart, we could see Bitcoin go to the highs. And by the highs, I mean not all-time highs, obviously, guys, but the highs that were hit back on the 30th of July being about $24,670 per Bitcoin. So watch out for this momentum building up. It's still down on the day, but we are seeing a bit of an up move here in the past couple of hours on BTC. And when it comes to Ethereum, let's pull that up. Let's see here. Ethereum, same thing. It got down to about 1560. That was earlier today. Now it's up about $100 from that point. It's at 1650. It's up 1.2% on the day, but we are in a downwards channel, like I said, on Bitcoin. Same thing here on Ethereum, right? So if this thing starts moving past, I would say, and you can see it even better there on the 15-minute chart, guys. Look at that. So if this starts breaking out of, let's say, 1700, especially 1750, obviously, but 1700, if we start gaining momentum above that point, that's where Ethereum could see that next leg up. And who knows? It might not happen, but it's something to watch out for here in the short term. So with that being said, guys, let's go back to ThinkOrSwim and talk about some stocks and break down what's in my watch list here. Nothing crazy because, again, well, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But we're not going to get into anything too crazy because I guess we can say this week is not going to be as crazy as last week. I said that in my recent video. Last week we had big tech, the Fed, this, that, the third. This week, we still have companies reporting, but it's a little bit more relaxed, more calm, which is why the markets are not really moving crazy in crazy directions. I mean, yesterday was chill. Today so far has been, yes, volatile, but overall the indexes, they're not moving radically in either direction. So it's been one of those days, right? And stocks that are moving today include AMC, which I've been talking about like crazy on the channel, on Patreon. We've been talking about AMC, calling it out, right? AMC's up 9% on the day. It's breaking out of the 50 SMA here. Look at that. Moving towards $17 a share. And I think if 17 breaks, we're probably going to $19. I'm not going to say we're going to explode to 30, 35, which could happen, but I'm not saying that prematurely here. But if we look at the top of this channel, $18.50, $19, that's reasonable if this thing continues the momentum that it's seeing. And mind you, AMC reports earnings on the 4th after the bell, which is on this Thursday after the bell. So keep that in mind. We have stocks like Coinbase also moving pretty aggressively today. Coinbase is up 7%. If I zoom in here on the 4-hour, guys, and mind you, overall on the 4-hour chart, we're still in a downtrend on Coinbase. Very obvious, very clear. But if I zoom in on this 4-hour chart and see what's been going on since the middle of June, Coinbase has slowly been trying at least, to reverse. We can see here higher highs, higher lows have been made, and it correlates obviously with when the market started going up. If you guys take a look here at Triple Q, it started going up in the middle of June, same time Coinbase started going up. So obviously if Triple Q turns to the downside, Coinbase is also going to follow and probably get crushed way more than Triple Q. But assuming that the markets hold up this rally, right, Coinbase, this could make a move towards, this might sound crazy, but $80. It really could, in my opinion, make a move towards $80. I mean, guys, look, it was just there at the end of July. You guys can see here we hit about 78, 79 almost dollars, top of the channel. We got overbought. We got the big sell-off. We got the profit taking down 32%. And now we've slowly been seeing buyers coming back in, 55, 60, now 65 with today's big move above the 50 SMA here on the 4-hour chart, which is good for the bulls. That's a good break. I feel like Coinbase could continue this. 75, Again, maybe even 80 bucks. And I'm solely looking at this as a trade, guys. There's no way I'm buying Coinbase as of now as a long-term investment. I'm only looking at it as a trade. Depending on how it goes, mid-60s, I like it. Of course, if it collapses under 60, 55, it goes out the window. But as it stands right now, this looks pretty good in my eyes. Another one that's looking good, let's just look at some stocks quickly on my watch list, guys. I mean, nothing crazy planned right now because we already talked about the earnings this morning. Uber, BP, Marathon. What are the other ones? You guys remember. We talked about them. Actually, we could look at some Chinese stocks. There is, again, craziness going on right now, or maybe not craziness, but there could be craziness that could come from this potentially, because we do have Nancy Pelosi in Taiwan, China. They might not like that. They don't like that. Who knows? There could be retaliation. They're doing something on the border of Taiwan on the 4th through the 7th, if I remember correctly. We might make a video on it. We might have to talk about it, but it's causing some uncertainty, some volatility. But overall, Alibaba is moving up here on the day, which is one of my, it is my biggest investment from China right now. I have two investments, Alibaba and NIO. And NIO is a very small one that I've owned for a good amount of years at this point. We can see it's up 9% from the pre-market low, 87 up to 95. That's Alibaba. And we could also see stocks like JD. They're making a pretty big move from the pre-market. What are the other ones here? Tencent, TCEHY, 2.5% day. So I'm watching these Chinese stocks. Obviously, again, I'm in Alibaba and NIO, but I might even consider looking at the other ones as a trade, maybe even as an investment. Look at Tencent, guys. I mean, this thing hit a fresh low, looks like yesterday, 36.50, and there's a lot of craziness going on in China in general right now with the real estate bubble. What's going on with all the real estate there. That's another video topic in and of itself. So that's bringing a little bit of uncertainty. But in uncertain times, that's when good investments could be made. And we'll leave it at that for this video, guys. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Feel free to subscribe and check out my Patreon. All that, well, I guess just the Patreon is linked down below. And you could also get 10 stocks from Mumu with a $100 deposit. Each of those could be valued up to $2,500. That's linked down below. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull. Guess what? Also linked down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next video. Cheers. Good luck for the rest of the day today. I'll make another video later on. I'll see you there, guys. Peace out.